You realize you're some of the few people in the world that desire truly greater and different possibilities? Most people are out there looking for their right answer, trying to find the thing that's going to make them right and correct in this world. And you are some of the few that have the courage to know that no one answer is going to be enough for you. That you need to have other possibilities that are far greater. And because of that, I salute you. And I want you to know how very grateful I am for you. And please know that as you embrace these different possibilities that you know must exist, because otherwise it's not worth being here, that you actually change the world to allow it to happen. So, I've got a couple processes I'd like to give you, or a couple concepts and processes I'd like to share with you. And this is based on a conversation that my friend Gary Douglas and I had. We've recently done a 6-call series on going beyond abuse. And one of the conversations we were having in one of these calls was about how people who've experienced abuse tend to bring that energy back into their lives a lot of times in their future relationships and in the future things that they choose. And we were looking at that and looking as we do at how do we unlock that? How do we change that? How do we give people a different choice? And we realized that what happens is people start functioning according to resonance frequencies of things. What's a resonance frequency? Well, it's kind of, a real simple example would be if you've experienced abuse or meanness, and then you carry on that abuse or meanness towards yourself or towards someone else as you get older. Or let's say you grew up around people. Like, for example, my mother grew up, and her parents, my mother and her, 6 brothers and sisters, grew up, and their parents had experienced the Depression. So they had the resonance frequency of depression and poverty. And so my entire family had had this poverty point of view my entire time growing up because they had adopted the resonance frequencies they got from my grandparents who had experienced the Depression. Wow, isn't that cool? It's like the gift that keeps on giving. It's almost like if you, no, I was going to go real visual. I'm not going to do that. Come to a class, I'll give you that particular visual. Anyway, it's sort of like the gift that keeps on giving, but it's not a gift. It's like the curse that keeps on giving and not in a good way. So what do you want to do about this? You want to ask yourself, okay, so what resonance frequencies am I using just for the next, 4 or 5 days? Ask what resonance frequencies am I using to create the crap I am choosing? Okay, anytime something comes up that feels like it's not the space of you, that feels like you want to go into judgment of you for something, or feels like you want to go into judgment of somebody else, just try this out. It may work, it may not. It may be resonance frequencies that's creating it. It may be something else. Who knows? But this tool has been so dynamic. And we're here at an Access 7-day event, an advanced event in New Zealand. And we started the class with these resonance frequencies. So I wanted to share them with you because they've been huge and will hopefully create a dynamic change for you. So, once again, what resonance frequencies are you using to create the crap you are choosing? When you run it for yourself, you go, what resonance frequencies am I using to create this crap I am choosing? Now, you may not want to say crap, that may not work for you. That's okay. You know me, I'm kind of irreverent, and I like to, stir the pot a little bit. You could just go, what resonance frequencies am I using to create the blank I am choosing? Like, for example, when somebody you're really attracted to seems like they don't pay you any attention, and you go, your guts get twisted and all that, and you feel really weird. Just go, what resonance frequencies am I using to create this? Everything that is times a gazillion, right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all 9, shorts, boys and beyonds. And what resonance frequencies are you using to create the idea that you're not good enough or great enough are you choosing? Everything that is times a gazillion, we destroy and create it, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all 9, shorts, boys and beyonds. And now, once you've done that for 3 or 4 or 10 days, because you probably have quite a few of those going on, then you want to ask yourself, what resonance can I now be? No, what resonance can I now choose and be? No, let's try again. What resonance of me can I now choose and be in totality? Everything that doesn't allow it, times a gazillion, we destroy and uncreate it, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all 9, shorts, boys and beyonds. So what resonance of you can you be, can you choose and be in totality? Everything that doesn't allow it, times a gazillion, we destroy and create it, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all 9, shorts, boys and beyonds. Now, one other thing I want to say about this resonance frequency is it's how we've learned to perpetuate limitation in our lives. Real quick story and then I'll let you go. I know this is a long one already, but I had just had this new sound system installed, and my roommate, Gary, best friend, business partner, we explore all these weird areas of consciousness together and are not willing to settle for having limitation in our lives because it sucks and is no fun. Well, his daughter, who was a teenager at the time, she said, Dain, can I know you guys are going out to dinner, can I watch a DVD on your new system with my friend? And I said, yes, just this once. And I was like, wow, okay. But it felt really heavy to me. And this is always how a resonance frequency feels. It felt really heavy. And so I said to Gary, I'm like, hey, Gary, what's going on here? And he said, well, when you were a kid, were you trusted? Did your stepmom trust you? And I went, no, actually. And I was more responsible than most of the adults I knew. And yet I still wasn't trusted by my family because they weren't willing to realize that a young child could have a level of awareness that would allow them to be trustworthy around things like electronics, etc. And he said, let me ask you a question. What if you treated her the way you should have been treated, not the way you were treated? And I just about fell off the chair. And I started crying because it was like, wow, if I had been treated that way, imagine how much nicer I would have been to so many people in my life. This is an example of that resonance that you can be, and the resonance frequencies that you've often been choosing to be. Okay, so I was functioning initially from the resonance frequencies. It didn't feel good. So then when he asked me that question, I got to be the resonance that I truly be, that I wasn't able to choose before that. So another application of this, what if you treated people the way you should have been treated, not the way you were treated? How much easier, how much better, how much more fun, how much more joyful, and how much more connected could your life get? Okay, I know it was a long one. Thank you so much for bearing with me. I hope the scenery has been worth it here in beautiful New Zealand. I adore you and the gift you are to the world and the people around you. Please know this about you. All the best until next time, beautiful people. What if you truly being you are the gift and the change this world requires? Bye-bye.